For today's video, we're going to talk about the pregnancy essentials, actually worth considering in your first trimester. Now, your first trimester is not the time to go all out and splurge on a brand new pram or cot and all of those things. This is not the time for that, guys. So your first trimester is when you want to really narrow down on the core things you need, like the foundation things you need. So this video, I'm going to share all of the things that you need for your first trimester, and these are the essential items, because I'm not the kind of person that would like to get things that are not actually worth it for me. So this video will help anyone who is pregnant at the moment. So even if you're a first timer or a second timer or even a fifth timer, this video is going to help you immensely. So now that you are pregnant, congratulations. Now you need to start booking your first appointment with your midwife. It's called your antenatal appointment, and usually this kind of appointment usually takes place when you are like 8 to 12 weeks pregnant. But most times is when you're like 10 weeks pregnant, right? That is when it takes place. There, they will, get to know you, get to know your stage of pregnancy, your symptoms. Your antenatal appointment is more about, questions and answers. Both of you guys will get to know each other more. So yeah, you will also be handed a book, where you have to bring the notes all the time whenever you have those appointments. The next is a Bible verse that I would love for you to begin to speak to your tummy every day. It's taken from the Bible. Here's my Bible. Yeah, really cute Bible. I love it because you can write in there. So it's taken from Proverbs, and this is Proverbs 3:5-6, and it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." So this is a really lovely Bible verse that you could always, prophesy on yourself and on your baby every single day. You could just remember that whatever you're going to do, whatever you're going to do in your first trimester, do not lean on your own understanding. Trust God, okay? Even things that you're going to buy for your baby and stuff, always trust God. Don't lean on your own understanding, right? And Bible verses are really good when you're pregnant, because there's so many things that could happen in pregnancy, and we don't want the negatives. We want to keep it positive with gratitude to God and thanksgiving. So yeah, you could always recite that Bible verse daily. That's so helpful for your pregnancy. So number 3 is to try as much as possible to start taking folic acid. If you've not started taking folic acid before your pregnancy, then as soon as you notice that you're pregnant, please, my darling, get folic acid ASAP. Folic acid, you need about 400 micrograms of folic acid every single day, because folic acid helps to protect your baby from brain and spinal cord conditions like spina bifida, right? So you need folic acid. You also need vitamin D, so get vitamin D as well. And you need pregnancy multivitamins, not the normal multivitamins, right? You need the one specific for pregnancy. So it's always good to get these items. So sometimes your pregnancy multivitamin will have the recommended dosage of folic acid. So if you have that 400 micrograms of folic acid in your pregnancy multivitamin, that is perfect. Okay, if not, you could get it like singles, like a folic acid, vitamin D, and then multivitamins, that kind of thing. But it's good for you to read the package to know the grams of the nutrients in there. But best of all is to maintain a balanced diet. I'm going to do another video telling you guys of the key nutrients you need in your first trimester, right? But you need a balanced diet, the right portion of proteins, carbohydrates, fats, water. Those kind of things are really essential for your daily intake of vitamins and nutrients, right? So of course, balanced diet is the ideal thing, but it's always good to supplement yourself. So point number 4, it's very easy for you to be misled with medicines, in the sense that Sometimes you might be taking a prescribed medicine before you got pregnant, and then you might think you can keep on taking that medicine during pregnancy. It doesn't work like that. Immediately you're pregnant, please ring up your GP, ask them if you can keep on taking your prescribed medicines, because there are some medicines that are not good for pregnancy at all. They could even cause a miscarriage or something else, or they could even affect your baby, that kind of thing, God forbid. So it's very important that you read the packaging of medicines first. If they say it is not suitable for pregnant mothers, my darling, avoid it. You don't want any stories that touch, right? So avoid what is not good for pregnant mothers, basically. So always, ring up your GP with any questions. And may I add this disclaimer, I'm not a medical practitioner in any way. I'm just a mom of two who has gone through pregnancies, and I'm sharing my experience, my research, and my knowledge with you guys. So of course, top priority that you need to do is always speak to a medical practitioner, because they have the right to give you quality advice on this type of topic. Point number 5 is to totally cut out smoking, alcohol, and you may want to cut out caffeine. To me, I would just say cut it all out, because we don't want any mistakes here and there, because your body is different, right? Everybody's body is different. Someone might drink caffeine and their baby's all right, and then another person might drink caffeine and their issues, right? So this is the time to just sacrifice some things for the greater good of your child's health, because when your child is healthy, you will be happy, right? Nobody is happy when their child is unwell. So this first trimester is the time for you to totally cut out alcohol. Like, why are you drinking alcohol and you're pregnant? My darling, alcohol can have damaging effects on babies, right? So do not even go there with alcohol. Then smoking, please try as much as possible to cut it out, okay? And also caffeine, you can reduce your intake. Instead of taking like maybe 10 cups of caffeine a day, you could bring it down to 2 or 1, or if you can totally just skip it at this stage of your pregnancy. I would say just totally skip it, really, because these are things that you don't want them to affect the formation of your baby at this really critical time of their development. So you need to consider the kind of food you are consuming. Now, not all foods are essential right now for you, especially because you're growing a human in your body, right? So you need to really be careful about what you eat, okay? So there are some foods that contain parasites, toxins in them. Things like blue cheese or cheeses, you don't know how they're made, so they might have parasites in there. You want to actually avoid those foods. Anything uncooked, like uncooked meat, uncooked fish, uncooked shellfish, this is not the time to eat all of that. Ideally, I wouldn't even recommend anyone eating that in the first place, because those uncooked things have parasites in there, and it's just gross, really. I don't eat it, so if it's something you enjoy eating, just try as much as possible to totally cut it out of your diet for your pregnancy, okay? Because you're doing this sacrifice for your baby's health, right? So cut out on all those things. They could they could contain parasites, they could contain toxins. And also, if you have a cat, you need to be careful how you clean up after the cat, because of course cat poo as well has, parasites and toxins, and some bacteria that is not good for pregnant women. So be careful around cats, especially if you're the primary caretaker of the cat. So you have to be careful. Wear gloves if possible when you're taking out cat litter, and just be super careful. Wash your hands always. Maintain really good hygiene when you are around animals and food as well. Right, so another point to note is that your first trimester is also a time where you experience morning sickness a lot, especially for a lot of moms. Funny enough, some people's ones are really chronic, while some people's ones are like mild, or some people don't even experience morning sickness at all, right? So for those of you who experience morning sickness, like me, for example, I did experience morning sickness during the first trimester. So this is the time whereby you can eat little portions, but try to eat it frequently, because if you eat a big plate of food, right, you just throw everything up at some point. So just try and nibble, and just take a few, bites of food, and then allow yourself to settle down for a while. If you want to, throw up, you could do that, and then see how you feel, and then eat a little more. I find that when I throw up, I then get better, and then I can now eat the food. That's how it works for me. But some people, as long as something enters their mouth, they have to bring it out, right? You can speak to your GP about that as well, because there's something chronic called hyperemesis gravidarum, whereby you have severe morning sickness. So situations like that, you need to go speak to your GP or any like midwife, medical practitioner about it. But in cases whereby, you just have little bouts of queasiness here and there, try as much as possible to eat, little at a time, more frequently. And by the 16th to 20th week, your morning sickness should naturally subside for a bit, So yeah, all of this is happening because of the increase in your hormones, your pregnancy hormones. So it's, changing a lot of things in your body to accommodate your growing baby. So it's perfectly normal to feel nausea during pregnancy. Now, the first trimester is also a good time for you to start practicing rest. Rest is very important for a pregnant woman. Like literally, you're pregnant and you're walking up and down. Hey, my darling, this is the time for you to take things easy. And if you have a supportive group around you, like supportive family, friends, your partner, that would just be perfect, because at this time they need to support you, because you need to be resting, because you need to take things easy at this point. Some people even abstain from sex totally because they don't want to take any chances, right? So you could do that as well, or you could even perform it. Really, it's just up to you and how your body feels, right? But whatever you're doing, try to take things easy and rest as much as possible. In terms of rest, you also need to exercise, right? So exercise is also very good for you during this pregnancy, because of course you're pregnant doesn't mean that you're disabled, right? You could do gentle exercises. Do not do strenuous exercises at this time. Just do gentle exercises. I would recommend that, really, because people are different. If you're like a sporty person and your body is already, go, you could continue in that way because your body's already used to sports. But if you're somebody that, you're just trying to start exercising because you're pregnant and you don't want to maybe add weight, you have these kind of worries, you don't need to worry about anything, okay? Cast out every worry and fear out the window, right? But this is a time where you can do gentle exercises. And also, another thing that you need to take note of is, if you begin to notice any like cramps, tummy pains, be sure to immediately contact your GP. Do not even like let it go. Like quickly go for quick emergency checks, right? Because that check could save your pregnancy. Okay, so that's why you need to do gentle exercises so that you do not stress yourself too much. And another good exercise to start in your first trimester is pelvic floor exercises. You need pelvic floor exercises because it's going to help you when you're in your third trimester, because by then your tummy will be bigger, your pelvic would, be opening up a bit to accommodate delivery of your baby. So you need to start, pelvic floor exercises, as soon as possible. So just gentle exercises. You could check on YouTube for pelvic floor exercises, and there are loads on there for you to check. So the first trimester is also a good time for you to start budgeting for your baby. Of course, we all know children, babies, right? They are a huge financial obligation for parents, right? So this is a good time to start budgeting for your baby. And if you are in a country whereby you have to pay to give birth to your child, right, you need to start saving up for this, so that you don't start, calling people at the last minute, telling them, oh, you haven't saved nothing for your child. So you need to start saving some money for your delivery of your child. But even if you're in a country like the UK, whereby you're covered by the NHS, you still need to budget for your baby, because you're going to need to start preparing for things that you're going to buy for your child. So begin to budget. It's very important for you to start saving up a portion of your salary or something for your baby. And of course, get your partner involved as well. Do not do this all by yourself. If you have a supportive partner, then you could get them involved in it as well. Then another thing you need to consider is, now that your tummy is going to start, growing, you notice that some of your clothes start getting tight for you. Like, for example, your trousers might start getting tight. Maybe jeans trousers that you normally wear before, you will notice that right now you can't even button it. And it's not like your tummy is big yet, but you will start noticing some differences, that you just feel so bloated and you can't even button your jeans anymore. So this is another good time for you to pick just maybe a couple of pregnancy trousers to buy. You don't really need to start buying shirts, like pregnancy shirts like that. If you have any loose clothing, you could keep wearing your loose clothing at this time of your pregnancy. So you need to consider budgeting for those things. Now, I wouldn't want you to go all out, spending frivolously at this time. No, just little things here and there according to what you need is what is essential now. I'll do another video, showing you guys the core things you need to buy. Like, I don't want you guys spending your money on things that you do not need, because I made those mistakes when I was pregnant. I bought some things that I didn't need. So I will share all of that information with you in my next video. But for now, I would love for you guys to just key into these things. And of course, that, pregnancy Bible verse I gave you, it's so good for you to speak it daily to your baby. Like, just touch a baby and prophesy and, speak into your child every single day. Tell your baby you are growing healthily in the grace of the Lord. You're growing in good health of mind, body, soul, spirit. Prophesy good things to your child. Your child is listening. God is also listening. So tell God what you want your baby to be for you, right? Another good point for your first trimester is to start a daily devotional. Yes, get this daily devotional. It's called 365 Days in His Presence Daily Devotional, and this one will just help you during your pregnancy journey. So it has daily words for the day and also promises from the Bible that you can prophesy on yourself. Is well designed, with different colors to make it so interesting for you to read. So it's good for you to have this daily devotional daily. And at the back, it has prayers as well. I'm just trying to open it from here, from this angle. So it has, prayers for you to pray at the back of it. I'm marked by the blood of Jesus prayer. It also has an I believe in God prayer. All these prayers help to build your faith. And also a prayer over the Holy Communion. So this will just help build your faith in God. And of course, help you with your pregnancy journey, to have promises from God every single day. So you can get this in the link down below. I would tag it in the link in my description box, right? So that you can get it off of Amazon. This book helps me. If you get it, you will just notice that the words just jump out at you. It will help you read your Bible more, help you pray better. And of course, before you read, you need to do some worship. You need to worship God by thanking God, giving Him praise, thanksgiving. Yeah, so get this book in the description down below. It's such an ideal book to get for your pregnancy journey. Like, every day has something different for you, in there. So yeah, it's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I would highly recommend it. So yeah, I'm so happy for you guys. Congratulations. I can't wait to share the next video with you. But first off, before you go, be sure to like this video, comment down below, and of course subscribe to my channel. I would absolutely love for you guys to be notified when I share a new video.